All right, welcome everyone to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us today because we're taking a really structured, focused look into the massive flight disruptions that just tore through Texas. If you've been anywhere near an airport lately, or if you're gearing up for a big trip, you know exactly how stressful weather delays can be. It's just the worst. So we're going to break down exactly what happened on the ground, why it happened, and most importantly, what this actually means for you and your upcoming travel plans as we head straight into a major holiday weekend.
I want to kick things off right here with this quote. "Things are not going well for my family currently. 4-hour delay and counting. May the flight gods keep my flight safe." I mean, wow, this is a real quote from a stranded passenger at Dallas-Fort Worth, and I think it just perfectly captures that utter frustration of trying to travel during a severe weather event. Before we get into all the crazy numbers and the logistics, it's absolutely crucial to remember the human element here, right? Families stuck in terminals, missing connections, and just waiting around for answers.
Okay, let's dive into this. First up, the Dallas ground stop. Second, tracking the flight cancellations. Third, navigating your rebooking rights. And finally, the Memorial Day travel outlook.
Section 1. The Dallas ground stop.
So, the National Weather Service was tracking some serious, severe weather triggers across the region. And look, we aren't just talking about a light drizzle here. We're talking about really intense thunderstorms blanketing the DFW metroplex, bringing the very real, very dangerous threat of large hail and damaging winds. When you have localized weather that is this volatile, planes simply cannot safely operate. It's just not happening, and that makes regulatory action completely unavoidable.
Because of those intense risks, the Federal Aviation Administration had to step in. The FAA's regulatory role during regional weather emergencies is all about ensuring passenger and crew safety above absolutely everything else. So they had to make the massive call to issue ground stops, and not just to DFW International, but also over at Dallas Love Field. They literally halted flights across both major Dallas airports simultaneously. It's like pulling the emergency brake on the entire regional airspace. And this brilliantly illustrates how Tuesday's events actually unfolded. The intense storms rolled across the DFW metroplex right around 10 a.m. In response to that, the FAA mandated that the airport shutdowns last until at least 3 p.m., with the weather impacts fully expected to linger until 5 p.m. I mean, think about that. That is a massive chunk of the operating day where aircraft are completely frozen in place, unable to take off or land.
Section 2. Tracking the flight cancellations.
That ground stop? It resulted in over 400 flights being canceled across DFW and Love Field airports. Poof, gone. Specifically, we saw over 350 dropped at DFW and another 55 canceled over at Love Field. And for the flights that actually did manage to operate, travelers were experiencing average delays of an hour or more.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the pain on Tuesday, May 19th, was heavily distributed among the airlines. American Airlines took a massive hit with 307 cancellations. That was literally their largest total of the entire month. Add in their regional partner Envoy Air with another 154, and you can really start to see the scale of this thing. Southwest Airlines, operating heavily out of Love Field, saw 99 cancellations. Because Dallas-Fort Worth is American Airlines' major hub, this localized weather event meant they ended up accounting for the most flight disruptions worldwide that day.
But here's the thing, the headache doesn't just magically vanish when the rain stops. System restoration takes significant time, and the hangover continued right into Wednesday morning. American Airlines was still dealing with 47 cancellations and 72 delays as they frantically scrambled to get planes and crews back into position. Delta Airlines was right behind them with 45 Wednesday cancellations. The ripple effect of a major hub shutdown is just huge. It spreads like wildfire through the whole network.
Section 3. Navigating your rebooking rates.
When airlines know they're facing high volumes of flight disruptions totally outside of their control, they often activate special policies. Because of the DFW severe weather, American Airlines extended flexible rebooking and offered to entirely waive change fees for affected passengers. What is absolutely crucial to know here, and this is a real game changer, is that this specific waiver included all fare classes. Yes, even if you are booked in basic economy.
So, the absolutely crucial point is knowing if you actually qualify. I want to run through this exact checklist with you so you can mentally verify your eligibility next time a storm hits. To get those fees waived by American Airlines for this event, you needed to have bought your ticket by May 18, 2026, for travel scheduled specifically on May 19, 2026. You then had to rebook your new travel between May 19th and the 21st. You couldn't change your origin or destination city, and you had to rebook in the exact same cabin. Memorizing how these checklists work is your absolute best tool for handling a delayed or canceled flight right from your airline app. I mean, it completely saves you from waiting in a 3-hour line at the customer service desk.
Section 4. Memorial Day Travel Outlook. So we're basically caught between two colliding forces right now. On one hand, we have the lingering localized system shocks and rolling delays from the DFW storms. On the other hand, we have the rapidly approaching Memorial Day weekend, which is expected to heavily boost travel volumes across the board. The aviation industry is already stretched incredibly thin recovering from this week's weather, and now they're heading straight into a massive surge of holiday travelers. The system's vulnerabilities are just right out in the open for everyone to see.
Which brings us to the most important takeaway of this entire explainer. Are you prepared to navigate your rebooking rights when the next storm hits your holiday travel plans? Keep these flexible rebooking checklists handy, know the policies for your specific airline, and stay incredibly proactive on your airline app. Knowledge really is your best upgrade. Thank you so much for learning with me today. Stay safe out there in the skies, and I will see you in the next explainer.